Hi, welcome to 7th chapter in CSS3. This video is brought to you by Ankpro training. In this video, we are going to discuss CSS3 shadows. For latest update, please subscribe our channel. Shadows. CSS3 allows us to add shadow effects around an element's frame. It means we can add the shadow in text or any box or any images as well. Shadow property. Text shadow and the box shadow is a property for the shadow property. For text shadow, we are using the property to add the shadow in a text. If you are using box shadow, we can add the shadow on box or any image. Syntax. Text shadow is a property and we need to pass the value. Box shadow is a property, we need to pass the value. So example I just taken, so text shadow is a property passing the value of 2px, 2px and red. This first 2px is representing horizontal and this second 2px is representing vertical. So likewise we are using the box shadow also. 10px, 10px and the blue. So 10px, first 10px is horizontal and second 10px is a vertical and the blue is a color. Shadow for cross browser. If you are using Mozilla browser, you need to use, before shadow property, you need to use as a MOZ. Like us, if you are using Safari browser, Chrome browser or Android browser or iOS browser, so you need to use the WebKit before the shadow property. If you are using Opera browser, you need to use the O before the shadow property. This is our output for the shadow property. If you see the welcome to Ankpro, it is a text shadow. If you see this image, behind some color, aqua color is there. So this is a box shadow or the image shadow. So let's go for the code demo. For that I'm opening my Visual Studio Code and I'm creating one file as a name of shadow.html and I'm inserting the HTML tags. And after that I'm going to create one h1 tag here and I'm entering welcome to Ankpro. If I see this output, it's referring to normal text. Let's show you the output first. If I see the h1 tag, it's referring like a normal text, but I want for this text as a shadow. So let me use the CSS property for this. I'm taking inside head section as a style tag. Inside the style tag, I'm using h1 tag name for the CSS property. I'm using text shadow. Text shadow I'm using here, and I'm passing the value of the 2px, 2px is a horizontal and one is vertical. Okay, so let's see the output for this. If you see the output, both the color is black only, but it's reflecting like a horizontal and vertical. Let me zoom it. See here, it's reflecting like a one W here also behind one more W. It's a shadow, creating the shadow. And if I want some color here, so I'll just use red as a color right now. So let's see the output for this color. So right now you can able to find out like a shadow, like a welcome to Ankpro is the one, behind that welcome to Ankpro one more it's referring to welcome to Ankpro, that is called shadow, text shadow. But I want little bit blur for this shadow, so I'm just using as a blur also here. So after 2px I'm using 5px is a blur. I want blur effect there. So if you see here, it's blur right now. Welcome to Ankpro is a blur right now. See here, welcome to Ankpro, behind the property like a shadow, horizontal, vertical, and as you use the color for the red and is blurring right now. Shadow is blurred. So this is the one property using the text shadow. So let's go for the image shadow as a box shadow. For that I'm just taking this a p is a blank tag. Okay, I'm using as a p tag inside the CSS style I need to just apply. So I'm just creating one border for this p tag. So I'm just created a height, I'm taken as a 400px, and I'm just taking as a width also like a 400px, and I'm using like a background image. I'm using background image, and URL is a method for image. I'm just passing the image. Already I have an image in my folder, like a these are some images, so I'm using one of these images like a holi image, holi.jpg. I'm using this image, and for this image I need to pass the shadow, so I'm using the box. If you see, before applying this, let's show you the output. Let's see the output for this. So it's normal image, it's a width also like a 400 height, it's a 400 width, but I want this image should be as a shadow, so I'll use as an image like a box shadow. Box shadow I'm using here, and I'm passing the value of 10px vertical and 10px is a horizontal. Let's see the output for this. So if you see, it's coming as a black color, it's a default shadow color, but I want some different color for this shadow, so I'll use as a color, we know as a color property here, it's aqua, I'm using as a color. I'm using as a, you can use as a RGB value also, you can use HSL value, HSLA value, you can use so many values, but I'm using some normal color itself here. So if I just refresh, you can able to see here, it's an aqua color right now. So this is a horizontal offset, means if I take on here horizontal, this 10px is reflecting the horizontal offset of the shadow. If the number is positive, means the shadow will be on the right of the box, and negative offset will be put the shadow on the left of the box. Same wise vertical also. A negative means the box shadow will be above the box, and the positive means the shadow will be below the box. So right now it's a positive. So if I use here negative, so let's see the output. See, it's above the box. For vertically, negative means above the box. Horizontally means negative means left side of the box. It's not right side. Okay. So right now, where horizontal is positive side, it's coming as the right side. If the vertical is negative, it's coming as the top. If vertical is positive, it's coming bottom. So I use as a negative here. And after that, as we are using the text for the text shadow for the blur effect, so you can use here also for the blur effect. I'm just using as a blur effect, like a number should be given as 15px. Okay, so let's see the output. So right now you can see that shadow will be like blur, 15px blur. So we can use as a spread also here. Spread radius also we can use here. For the spread radius, is a positive value increase the size of the shadow and negative value decrease the size. Default value is 0. The shadow is same as size blur. So let's show you the output for this. So right now 15px were taken here, and I'll just taken the blur 20px for the spread. So let's see the output for the spread. You see it's spreading right now. 20px is spread. This is the output for our shadow. Subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join our group on LinkedIn. Thank you.